They want me to either take a train. So they helped me evade the most recent bullshit charge in Richmond. A simple trespass. I had to pee. I was in a park, and I couldn't find a place to pee, and I kind of got trapped in. So I hopped a little fence, and then they swarmed down on me like fucking SWAT. And then they talked about, they watched the camera and they saw I was only trying to get out, not try to get in. And I told them, yeah, because I have to pee. And so, but anyways, little Gary Coleman fucking guy, he wanted to annihilate the charge because there's a statue of George Washington there, and Brian's always trying to fabricate his huge thesis because he's he thinks he's a NASA Matrix fucking employer. And so long story short, I'm used to getting fucking railroaded, like my experience that I talked about previously in Florida. So I decided to not do that, even though actually I waited around to do it, but then they won't quit fucking harassing the shit out of me and just trying to compile bullshit. So I had the train, trying to go to Ashland to leave, but they essentially abducted me, kept me on the train, and harassed me on the train a bit. Got me to Fredericksburg. There's a lot of dynamics to this horrible story. But anyways, so Dino again, he also thinks he's like Vin Diesel, man, with the Fast and Furious, because he's all about, big titted fucking hoes in automobiles. And so a regular deacon of the Catholic Church. And then so anyway, fucking he has me here, and now there's like this, like the ex, because he's the one essentially trying to take my life away from me. He's a monster. A lot of crazy stuff he's done to me. But anyways, fucking if you go to Culpeper, because see, like I said, they're fashioning us off like those guys that went to the top of the fucking mountain in Vietnam and fucking did the flag, and they really think Michael Murphy really thinks he's like the Wolverine, like a Marine guy, because he was a pussy and fucking annihilated like people in their fucking homes in bed that didn't even know anything was fucking going on. A really altruistic act for his own personal fucking promotion. And so here we are in Virginia where, the Civil War was fought, and he also prescribes himself to be like some kind of fucking Lincoln for equality of justice, although I don't see any equality of justice when you're promoting reverse racism and qualifying that with your own personal fucking manifestations of bullshit. Regardless, here we are in Civil War territory, and the guy who, again, mercilessly filleted people with no fucking guns. He thinks he's also Tom fucking Cruise, Top Gun. There's been all these suggestive plays going on, stuff being said, stuff being introduced and put out there, and kind of like all these bubbly euphemisms for a severe act of violence. And he excuses himself if he can skirt them under these allegations towards me. So essentially, they want me to take the train in Culpeper because Dino also refers to himself as the Batman Dr. Pepper guy. And we have all these correlating alignments in different places where they're trying to build these massive aesthetics and make it some genius production of NASA, even though it's just a lot of stolen valor, but whatever. So and then call it love. So essentially it's always an ultimatum, just like when they shoved me down to Los Angeles to fucking come out to Pittsburgh. It was all about the LA Raiders, and they make it kind of centric to whatever location I am in again. Oh, here's the fire trucks again. Like I said, there's a lot of shit going on this street. Rape Rainbow! Stalker! Puppet! Nazi! So, there's the sirens again. They just keep bullying me so that they can get me to play and engage in their shit. So regardless, so they have this thing. There's this guy that wrote a book about his dad who served in Vietnam, and the backdrop to that is Brian has strong religious beliefs, and he feels that, as sometimes I believe he is the Jesus, and salvation only comes through Brian. And so essentially they think that because someone has had military experience or something, then that makes them like the stand-up iconic archetype of something. And most of the public know that, you know, when you pass a test and you sign a contract, that's great. Maybe it does something for you, maybe it does something for the country, but sometimes it doesn't. You know, sometimes it's just you sign a contract, you get stuck, and it doesn't speak for the person that you become or that you continue to be ultimately. But so they're just trying to do all these kind of like power plays, like the Federal Navy Credit Union. Tia Sukin was in the Navy, and I think she's a fucking bimbo and like a Navy reject, and that's just personal feeling and experience with knowing her. But anyways, so they're trying to make this huge fucking Hollywood production out of a really shitty event and some hyped up allegations from a really shitty person. But ultimately, whatever. Going forward, so like they give this ultimatum: if I don't get on the fucking train there, so that Dino can pretend he's like Mr. Vin fucking Diesel or whatever fucking reputable fucking iconic fucking colored fucking archetype in, you know, American iconacy, you know, whatever. He's just trying to like he's an asshole. So anyway, there's that. And then they gave me the option to get on the fucking train in Fredericksburg, but ultimately they have the fire trucks waiting there, and then, you know, they're doing this North Face shit where they elicit Michael Murphy. They're supposed to be like Lincoln Wolverine, standing up for and saving people whom are already fucking born, whom are already fucking living, and whom, for no purpose other than the benevolence of God, mom and dad, who fucking made them. You know what I mean? But they're trying to throw all these other things in there and insinuate a bunch of stuff, and it's really garbage, and it's bullshit. And this shit's been wearing me thin, and they're trying to whittle me down for like 7 years now. So anyways, they're trying to give an ultimatum, so they essentially help me evade legal responsibility, like in Florida with the bullshit disorderly conduct or the Richmond fucking trespass thing, in order to go to new places so that they can run this train on me, so that they can build their influence and try to establish themselves as like a fundamental or a institution of mob rule, essentially. And it's crazy. And so, like, you know, the ultimatum is I go up there in Culpeper, so they want to make themselves like history. And I don't think that 85 counts of fucking manslaughter is something to be commendable, seeing as how these persons, first of all, had nothing to do with anything. Essentially what it was is Michael is a closet drunk fucking community college teacher, or was at the time, and there's this guy, his name is, he's written some books and stuff, I forget, he's a fucking Indian guy. And anyways, Io Theory, where there's 3 fucking options, okay? There's the one where they were already trying to build their mural with like this beach theory shit, coast to coast fucking shit, so they could dominate everything and the Navy thing. And then there was the other way towards Lake Tahoe in Reno, which some other crazy shit that they threatened me out there. But anyways, long story short, there was the 5 going fucking north, and that was the option they knew I was going to take to avoid their bullshit. So anyways, first the fire at Camp David, and then the Paradise thing, and they essentially want to box you in. And then that's how they micromanage and manipulate and dominate. So it's the same thing now. It's the same thing now. They keep me on the train past my stop, and they get me off here at Fredericksburg, and then they say, oh, it was fate. And it's not fate when you're being bullied persistently. So ultimately, they're saying that if I get on the train up here, because that's part of their thesis, I am signing off my rights and submitting to their bullshit. And if I get off the train in Culpeper, it's fucking love and their hometown heroes for annihilating an entire fucking town and forcing their fucking allegations on me. So now I've just been kind of sitting in the middle, and as you can see, it's nothing but persistent fucking fire trucks and every gangbanger and their fucking brother, complete fucking strangers, just mobbing me wherever the fuck I go. And that's all this fucking Spero rape rainbow fucking bullshit is.